6:30? It is. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Juan Blue. I work for Chicora Design Consultants, and I've been hired to do the rezoning for this property. Part of that rezoning is this community meeting. The community meeting is it is open. There's no decision makers here that I understand. So what the purpose of this is to let everybody know what we're planning to do in this application and to answer any questions and take any comments. Now I'll document everything that's questions and concerns. That is turned in with my application to the city as part of our application to the town rather. And it will be part of our application for city council to review and staff to review. So I apologize for not having drawings. I was testifying in court in Lincolnton today, so it took me 3 hours to get here. Application. The current zoning for the property is it is residential, but it's a CZ or CD. I think it's CZ. CDCZ. So it's a conditional rezone within a residential district. It's currently approved for a wedding banquet reception center, and I will give you my email address for anybody that didn't request the information. I can send you a site plan, which I was hoping to have copies to pass out to everybody, but I don't. And I'll send you a copy of this building, the other primary building, the main house, the property in its entirety, and what was approved previously. Now, what we're planning to do isn't anything different. The client is that's planning to purchase the property is wishing to rezone the property. It will still be a residential district. It still be a conditional zoning. The only difference is that it will go from excuse me, a wedding banquet reception use to a church and other places of worship. That'll be its use. The parking requirements for that is about 45. The current site plan, you cannot tell it because it looks like it hasn't been maintained in a while. The site is already approved with 95 parking spaces. So they will only need about half of the parking spaces. The property will only be used for religious dealings. So that means that overall, it will be used a lot less than it would be if it was being used as its current use. From my understanding, the 501c3 does not plan. They love the property the way it is, the buildings. This is the first time I've seen it myself, and I can see why they like it so much. Apparently, there's some historical value to the building, and they want to maintain that. From what I understand, sometimes 501c3s are given money either as a tax write-off for the individual or for whatever purposes, and sometimes they have to spend that within a certain time frame. So from what I heard, that might be the case here, and that their plan is to use this facility at the moment for their worship service and that kind of stuff. And then their long-term plan may end up being something not on this property because they really like this property as a kind of like a recreational kind of thing.
Could you tell us who they are?
I actually don't know. I know it's a 501c3 and it's a religious organization.
And they hired you and you don't know who they are?
No, I'm working with the real estate agent.
So, can we have information about that at some point, or?
I will check. I don't see why that would be a problem.
Okay. And just like religious activities, like, could you specify what that is exactly?
like Sunday service.
Most religious organizations do conduct weddings.
Oh,
Will
well,
they have weddings here?
they may. Anything that you would imagine that a church would have, they may do.
So it could be used as a wedding venue.
Well, it wouldn't be, it would most likely, they wouldn't rent the property out. It would probably be for members of the church. I don't know.
Do you know how many members of the church there are?
I think there's like 18 or 20, something like that. It's small.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're really small.
And they can afford, 18 people, church can afford to buy this property?
Well, apparently so. I think the price tag is like 1.5.
Could you tell us if the pastor is gonna be living here? We had heard that.
I thought he was, but he's not.
Okay.
They, you know, what is it? I think Baptist and Catholic sometimes have that situation. And I thought because the house being, but from what I understand, they're not planning
Can
to
you
do
tell
that.
us everything that you know?
Yes, and I am, and
Okay.
I'm being with
All right.
100% of what I know. There has been some concern, I apologize. I guess we're into the questions portion of it, and I'll do the honor system.
Well, just, can you give us like the key dates? When is the application due? When are the hearings? When is the decision made? Will that all be public?
Yes,
Okay.
everything's public. It's posted on the town's website, I believe.
It's not on there yet.
No? No? Okay, then it should have been in the letters that were sent out. Was it there?
On that note, I live on Perry Pond Drive, and I don't know anyone on my street who got a letter. We have people from the other side of our neighborhood who received a letter, but we are all here from word of mouth.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what the strategy was for the mailings, but Perry Pond did not get it.
Is the mayor here? I know the mayor was just here. Is he?
My understanding is that all properties within 1,300 feet of the perimeter of the property, and I did a swath myself, and it was 106 pieces of property. Granted, I don't know if those pieces of property are owned, multiple pieces of property are owned by the same individual. I didn't go that far. Or if it's owned by HOA, but I know that it was 106 parcels of land that was in that swath. But what happens is the town sends that out, so the planning department determines what those addresses are and sends them out, and then we have to reimburse the town for that expense, the postage, the mailing, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm just informing you that a number of people did not receive the letter.
Okay,
I received a letter, but the only thing that it stated was the rezoning, possibility of church going in one date at a time, and that was it.
That's all we've ever heard so far. We don't know, we're like kind of flying blind here. We don't know anything.
okay, I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Was that the letter?
This is all we've gotten.
Okay. Well, that is really short and sweet, isn't it? It doesn't really give you
Well,
any
and
information.
Mr. Tom Smith is on the town council, so maybe he
Jim Bell,
can,
the mayor's, he's coming.
Okay.
And Bill Diener on the planning board's also on his way.
maybe he can answer your question. He thought that the application, was on the website.
I had no idea.
I
This is,
don't think so far. I mean,
I didn't see it.
I don't know, I don't see.
Bill, do you know if anything was on the website about them just yet, or
Do what?
if you know if anything's on the website on the town for them
No, I
just
think,
yet?
I think just shows the parcel.
The first sketch plan.
Well, it's not even a sketch plan, it just, if you go to GIS, who's talking, I'm deaf, I can't, yeah. It just outlines the parcel, if you go to GIS maps, it shows all the parcels in this area. If you put this one in specific, it just outlines it in red,
Okay.
there's nothing else there.
I know some people, yes, ma'am.
You can finish your question.
I know some people called me or emailed me, and I responded with the literature that was submitted. It was the summary of our application, the site plan, the floor plans for the buildings and everything.
I'm just curious for the plans, because clearly this property's not up to code, I have to assume, for lighting and parking and the entry. So are there plans to say how many high overhead lights are going to be, what time those lights have to be outside, what time music has to be outside for events that a churches or other religious institutions going to?
Under the current zone, with it being a venue, there was some agreements that are stipulations by the city council at that particular time of a cutoff point in the evening, for events. And I don't see why we couldn't also have those same restrictions. I don't think that.
Well, I appreciate that sentiment, but like, let's talk about facts. Like, can we see the facts and when we know the facts, not just like, I think, I assume, probably.
Well, it wasn't, and that's why this interaction is good, because we can, and we'll bring these concerns to, obviously, city council. It'll first go to the planning department, and then, based off of these comments, they'll make a recommendation to city, town council. But if I'm not mistaken, I work in so many municipalities, it's hard to keep up with what everybody's process is. There's a public hearing before town council vote. So I'm not sure exactly how it operates. Maybe you sign up ahead of time before you to speak, but I'm sure you have an opportunity to speak before city council makes the vote.
Do you have to start from scratch because this project, or whatever this venue was, has not been operating as a venue? And it's my understanding that if it's not operating for 6 to 12 months, they're gonna have to start through the whole process of rezoning, is that right?
Of the conditional zone?
Yeah.
As long as, from what I understand, and which is kind of the general census across the board from whatever municipality you're in, if you get a rezone and you don't exercise that rezoning within a certain time period, usually a year, then it nullifies and reverts to the previous zoning.
Right.
And, but you can also extend it by doing an application to extend it. From what I understand, once it was rezoned, it was utilized within the time period needed. So the current, this is the current use information that was provided to me by the town.
We all live here in this area, and we don't remember it ever operating as a venue.
Okay, well,
At all,
well, let me catch up.
which has got us confused.
But I think it was approved, but then the plans that person had never came to.
It never-
We were
it
told
never
it was
happened.
A funding issue. for-
Yeah.
We were
It
told
was
something
approved
about
for what? Do you remember what they
NCDOT
said that you-
shut it down based on the traffic impact.
I can tell you why it was shut down. I was on the planning board when this
Okay.
was approved. Yes, it was approved as a wedding venue, but then after the approval came through, the fire department came in and told the owner that they were gonna have to put in sprinkler systems in this main building, and that is the cost that was prohibited. It was nothing, the reason that they didn't pursue it beyond that was because the cost of installing the sprinkler systems and the other safety gear that the Union County Fire Department said they would need was cost prohibitive.
Do you know what year that was?
2008 or 2009.
So, the traffic, it didn't have anything to do with that,
No.
or, okay.
That's not the reason they elected not to pursue it.
But they would still need to do those same sprinklers and all of that if it was a church, right?
I mean, whoever buys that should have to, right?
Everything
Yeah.
has to go to code, so.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, again, but the numbers they were talking about for having events here and things like that, that's what drove the cost. Again, this was in 2008, so I just know that was, in fact, I talked to Mr. Alexander, and he said, look, the fire department came out and said, I was gonna need a sprinkler system, this whole building, and he said, the cost of that, when I've gotten into it, is just too prohibitive. I can't, pursue it with it.
So it wasn't ever used.
Never used.
Pardon?
So it was never used?
No, it was never used.
So this has been abandoned for a while then, or?
It hasn't been used. Again, I don't know what Mr. Alexander did.
So what's the threshold as far as like starting all over? Like
You
for
know, I'll have to
reason?
ask the town attorney, normally zoning goes with the title of the property, once it's zoned a certain way.
Right,
Anybody that would, purchase the property could use it for the same purpose, but in this case, it sounds like maybe Greg, you can address that. They want to use it for something slightly different, that's why they're having to start the CZ process all over.
This is considered a different land use from the wedding venue, and you're essentially rezoning the property all over again. So every other entitlement to the previous project doesn't matter. You're
Right.
treating it like you're rezoning the property for any kind of use.
So maybe
Right.
not for, you said a congregation of maybe 20 people, but would this allow them to then run maybe a church-related daycare or a K through 12?
Well, I have designed daycares, and daycare is extremely strict. Now, when you're designing a brand new one, and I apologize, I'll get it right in a second. Each individual classroom have its own dedicated air conditioning system, so that the heat and air is just for that one room, and that if you have children in this room that is sick, they don't cross-contaminate the rest of it.
So in that like scenario.
Right, if whatever they have to, whatever they use it for, we will be getting fire marshal come in and make sure that we're meeting code.
But they can build it. If they have the money, they can build it. If they have the money, they can build the school.
Yeah, I don't know, that's their intent at all, from what I was told.
Well, that's
Just
what
the
we
change
were,
of use.
from the beginning of your conversation, could you just back up, because a lot of like our planning board members and our town council members came in after you were kind of explaining that, because we don't know who the they are. You kind of established that you're not sure who the they are, that you're just representing the real estate company, that it's a religious service, and we're not quite sure that they'll just be doing some religious style services, but we're not exactly sure what those services are, because I know there's a lot of different religious
18 to 20,
organist.
18 to 20 people.
There's only 18 to 20 people, but they're able to afford this property, which is pretty astounding for only 18 to 20 people.
Well, yeah, look at the area that we're in, there's
Right.
multi-million-dollar homes all over the
Do they
place,
have a
so.
church here? Where's their church?
Why
I
don't we
don't.
start back at the very beginning?
We
Explain to us,
didn't,
I
we
had
didn't
no
get those
clue.
answers in the beginning
Well,
either.
yes, that would be great,
What,
yeah.
what is even being asked at being looked
Can we
at?
also know what officials are in the room? I'm not familiar with our.
I'm new to the area, so I don't know everybody.
Jim, where
Who is in a position?
Of like.
Jeff Perryman, town council.
Okay.
My name is Gregory Gordon, town planner.
Tom Smith, Mayor Pro Tem.
And Jim Bell, Mayor. Bill Deere, planning board.
And there's another.
No, I think
Yep,
that's
yep.
And Travis Madden Henry.
Travis Manning, planning board chair.
Did you get Greg over there?
Chair.
Did I
Yeah,
get
he did, yeah.
But I'm here as a citizen, not as a planning board member.
And these gentlemen in the room, when I said there was no decision makers here, but I'm sure that they're just here for like the community and whatnot.
Somebody with the purchasing organization there?
No,
Anybody representing the buyer?
No, that would be me.
You are representing?
Well, the real estate agent,
Who is the real estate agent?
you're a real estate agent, right?
Yeah. Oh.
Representing the buyer.
Tell us what you know.
I mean, all I know is they're gonna buy this to use this for their religious
Who's
services.
they?
Who is the buyer, sir?
I mean,
You cannot disclose that? You're not
well,
allowed?
I don't know the name of the church.
That's interesting.
What kind of church? What?
I just know the individual.
Kind of.
I mean, first of all, I wasn't
Very.
there, obviously. I was just here to open everything up.
Yes,
Let
that's
everybody-
right,
I mean,
that's right.
they should be
So
able to
I
tell us
represent
that.
buyers, so, you know.
We live in who is from Arrow Plantation
Yeah.
here, right here? So we're right adjacent.
Yeah,
to
You're
you
right,
guys.
this is right behind our house, actually.
Are you on this side or this one over here?
They're
Yeah.
they're right there.
And this group is over here, a neighborhood over here.
And we were concerned about this venue back in 2013 when it was approved as a wedding venue, and we have concerns today. Had hoped-
That's great.
We had hoped for more information to where we could know how to ask the appropriate questions, but. you know,
what kind of?
I think it's helpful to know what the questions are.
Yeah.
So this is just like an information, from my understanding. Okay, first of all, this is my very first time.
Yeah.
Ever being at anything like this, or real talk. So that's why I'm like, first of all, I don't even know where to begin. I just know that my understanding, and y'all correct me, is that we're here to get information, to gather questions, to provide answers. We then go in front of the city or the city council and, planning board.
Yeah.
You guys are not prepared for this meeting.
Well, I'm confused.
I'm gonna ask for a new community meeting to be held at another time because you guys are just not ready.
Yeah.
And also, may I say,
If you can share some more information.
hold on.
Yeah.
Legally, I don't think you've noticed the correct people because the neighbors across the street said a number of them were not noticed.
Yeah, so that's something.
The basic concept of this is y'all usually have a general plan idea of what the development's gonna be and encompass, so it's out to a good enough level that people understand that you're trying to build something here, put a road here.
Yes.
Do whatever, and right here, we got, we're gonna do something, but we don't know.
who's doing it,
And that's
why
a
they're
real
doing
issue.
it,
Who is doing it?
Like I said, I do
Or what they're
apologize.
doing.
Yeah.
I just walked out of the courtroom at 3:00 and didn't anticipate even having to testify.
Well, you probably should have rescheduled.
Oh.
In fairness to us, you should have rescheduled.
Well,
We talked
fairness to
about it,
them.
it's just that we didn't have a way of
I mean, we're
communicating
excited
with
to hear
everybody.
the proposal if
Yeah.
we just had more information.
But I think, like what you said, doing another meeting would probably be good.
Yes.
And the good thing is that we're here now, so we can flush out all these questions, so I'll be better prepared next time.
Yeah.
So if we can continue with these questions, then I think
But
we'll send out a
there's
newsletter.
a host of issues here. You have a nice house up front.
Yeah.
We have no idea how it's gonna be utilized, torn down, utilized, used for accommodations overnight, rented or whatever. No idea what this structure's actually gonna end up turning into. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is.
It'd be
It's the
a
first
shame
time
to
I've
do
been here and saw it.
Not do something with it,
Just
but,
make sure they cut the grass at the next
Yeah.
community meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's some, I mean, I have a degree in civil engineering and I can tell, I passed the property twice and I couldn't see. And then I was concerned about pulling in because of line of sight.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to have the.
Signage.
Yeah, the, clearing done to the right of way probably, and yes, sir.
Just, and maybe you said and I missed it, basic question is, what zoning are you looking for?
Yes.
I heard church, is that what you're looking for? Then I heard church and other, and then that question is, what is other?
He did say some wedding maybe with their members.
I'm,
Is it church?
I'm
all
assuming,
those at churches.
Any-
Right, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of.
This question I would have.
Yes.
If it's church, I'm assuming this is an existing congregation?
it is
How big is it?
18 members.
18 to 20.
Okay, so they, okay.
Buying $1.5 million property.
And then I think as Mr. Smith said, what's the plan for the house? What's the plan for all the buildings and stuff?
And you're right about that, and it's in the application or the summary that we submitted. So I think if we send out another letter that actually includes the summary
Need more information.
of, and essentially it says, the existing condition is this.
Is that the
This
summary
is,
right there?
it is, this is the letter that went out.
It's just a paragraph, you can probably just read that.
Yeah, the summary that I submitted to the town is like, it's actually 2 pages. And it does delineate all this stuff out. So it may be a good idea to send another one out, because I believe that you were saying that some of the people that you
Yeah,
think.
I will be sure you get my information and everyone on my street's information. But as you prepare for the next meeting, while I know a lot of people here are concerned for the current plans, I'd like to also take into account not just what their intent is, but if they sell it, what if we now opened up this land?
Right.
So whether or not they may not open up a school, I wanna know if a school is a possibility on that zoning. Because we don't know who they're gonna sell it to.
Well, the use per the zoning is religious uses, and whatever that entails, which I don't believe that entails
Well,
a school.
So what I'm asking for is facts next time, not
Right.
I don't believe, or I don't think so.
I understand.
I
would
think
like
we're
facts.
entitled to know everything, every possibility of use that you guys could do here.
Well, the thing is if they ever wanna do anything else, they have to go back to the planning department and get that approved. The only thing that's gonna be allowed is what is within the parameters of worship.
Yeah, I can address that briefly. You know, this is a conditional zoning, so the site plan and the allowable uses and the description of the property is approved by town council upon rezoning. And so whatever is stated on public record and voted upon legislatively is what they can do. If something wasn't stated or use wasn't proposed, or a new building is added that wasn't shown during that public meeting, it has to come back. So they have to present the facts before the town council votes on it.
And I would say this, I would highly recommend better access to this property than where it's currently located.
Yeah.
Because that is so close to the intersection down here. That is a very problematic situation.
Yeah.
And I live 2 properties down and have a horse pasture entrance on Newtown Road.
Yes.
And I think when it was originally rezoned, the issue of this entrance being through the curve, but it's a drag strip, back here for
Really?
motorcycles and cars with.
Newtown
with-
Road,
It is a drag strip out here,
It's a
and
place they have to go enforce
it's
it.
crazy, and I think originally when, you know, they wanted an event center and the possibility of serving alcoholic beverages and people leaving after having had drinks, that was a real issue. I mean, the city would have had to have liquor by the turn, but, anyway, the traffic on Newtown Road is an issue and it's a danger.
So, and I apologize, I misspoke when I said other and asked what other was. It's actually other places of worship. So basically, it's a church
Yes.
with 18 to 20 members.
Right.
And
But that can be many things these days.
It doesn't mean church.
180 people, 180 seats. It says here the proposed sanctuary, which is.
Yeah, I think that's right. 100, it will accommodate 180.
Okay, I guess one of the questions is, what's the max number of people they anticipate for their church services?
I know that their current congregation only consists of about 18 to 20 people.
How many people are in this room? And look at all the cars out there, you're gonna have more parking spaces and stuff like that.
Yeah, and again, it's, at the next meeting, I'll have a site plan. I'll have copies that you can take home with you and see.
Because
And
other questions may be, let's say it's 180 people, will this septic system accommodate 180 people?
I believe it was 200 that it was a previous.
I'm just saying that's a question.
Yes.
That's gonna come up.
Soils aren't that great sometimes around here, so you might wanna just check.
Heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then building B, I like this one, will contain smaller ceremonies and a cocktail hour. Cocktail hour.
What?
That's what it says.
What's
Number
buil-
2, building B, 1,154-foot wood frame, I think it's the one right up there, will contain smaller ceremonies and a cocktail hour.
I believe that was the previous rezoning.
I'm just saying, that's what's on this one.
Okay.
You might just wanna check it out.
Yeah, I better check
I
that.
think we're concerned as far as an arrow about noise that could occur out here, with whatever kind of activities you're having. Is there any kind of like laws or anything about noise past a certain
Yep.
hour?
Yeah.
And
We
lights.
have no noise.
Okay.
ordinance.
And we have light ordinances too,
And we have both.
light pollution.
Like parking lot.
And your neighborhood across the street, you guys have the same concerns, right?
Yes.
I did, that was a carryover from the previous rezoning. I don't think they wanna have a cocktail hour as part of their ceremony, so I'll update that. And I will resubmit that.
Depends on what church you go
That's what I was, you know, you never know. That's right.
Alcohol is a poison.
In the application. I'd like to ask the representative of the church why they do not wish to be identified at this time.
Who's that question?
I'm looking at the man in the lavender shirt who,
I think,
Oh, no,
He's the plan.
that was out here.
yeah.
He's on our
I beg your
planning.
pardon,
And-
I'm
He's on our
sorry.
planning.
And we don't have anybody from them here.
No.
I think all we got is a real estate agent.
Where are they?
Why would they not want to be identified at this
I
point?
Are
think
they
that-
in North Carolina already?
Yeah, I think they're in Charlotte.
They are in Charlotte?
Yeah.
And they have their own church, they just want a different church?
No, they've been renting a building or
Okay.
leasing a building, and the building that, from what I understand, the building that they're leasing is getting torn down, and they multiple building, they're like building a multi-story building or something.
He's got a question.
Yes.
Related to the septic question, like, I only noticed like one bathroom here, that it seems like you might have to have something in the plans as far as additional bathrooms for
There's
church.
a.
Well,
This has got to go to
Yeah,
everything.
a lot of this, yeah.
I'm a civil engineer and not architect, so I'm not sure about, COs and everything. But, we can
Yeah.
make sure that we are meeting that code.
Is it possible to have the buyer present in the next meeting, somebody from the buyer side?
I'll ask.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have to know who they are.
yeah, it will give us more comfort to know.
And sir, I'll
Who we
give
are
you a
dealing-
copy of the video just so you can be reminded of some of the questions.
And be better prepared next time.
As far as the next time, I want to be clear, it's not the next community meeting, which is the next step in the process. It's a repeat of this.
Repeat of
It's a
it.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Because-
you haven't legally met the requirements of,
Exactly.
for this first requirement.
And they won't consider the application complete and won't move it forward.
Yeah, and I'm gonna also say too, I don't think it's about who or the religious service
It's just
or the
more-
group.
Just
I
so
don't
we
think
know.
it's anything about that. I think it's just like, okay, what type of services, what day? Cause some people actually worship on Saturdays, some people worship on Friday. Do they have Wednesday night service? Do they have youth group? Do they have, like, when will they be, when will the traffic be? I think, those kind of questions would just be very helpful.
And in the meantime, I'll reach out to NCDOT and find out how much clearing we can do, along the right of way here.
That's your own property, and we mow it ourselves.
Oh.
We only mow about 3 to 4 times a year.
Before you go crazy though, don't go too crazy.
No, it's line of sight, so whatever the speed limit is,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't know what it is, maybe 45, then usually line of sight is 10 times the speed limit. So meaning line of sight, when reaction time, stopping time, so when you're about to pull out, and you need at least 10 times the speed limit for that person coming. If you pull out too quick, too soon, for them to react. So if you have that 10 times, usually you can see it's a safety factor.
I would just say everybody leaving tonight, be very careful.
Yeah, it is tight.
Yeah.
You really have to pull close to see.
This is your first time coming in, right?
Yeah, it is. And I drove it by it, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, we're looking for it.
And it's important for the group to hear that, this group that's requesting the change in zoning, this is only a temporary step for them.
Yeah.
It's just a temporary step?
It's a temporary step for them, so that means whatever they gain the zoning,
They're going
they
to
can
go
flip
go
it.
back, yeah.
exactly. They can go back.
They'll keep on asking for more, like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Did you hear that, Bill? Down
Bill,
on your
did you
end?
hear that?
No, I didn't, I'm sorry.
They were saying that this is just a temporary step for this church. So whatever they get this zoning for, they can sell it, and then the next people that,
Because the zoning goes to the.
Or just flip it. We always have to consider that as a possibility.
I can't speak for the council, and I can't speak for the planning board, but I wanna know temporary, what's temporary, and what's the full, real plan for this thing?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions that.
Please come.
Right,
I'm
and
sure they'll come up with.
I'm Native American, so on my grandmother's side, I'm Colombian, on my grandfather's side, I'm Catawba. And I've done consulting work for both tribes. And occasionally, they will get donations to as a 501c3, and then they have to utilize it. And a couple times, what they have done is we get funding from North Carolina and the government for certain activities, mostly housing for, we start with elderly and then go down from there. And sometimes if we get donated money like that, we got to get rid of it before the end of the year, and we'll buy property with that. And then when we cycle around, and it's actually part of a program that we've submitted to HUD and get the funding approved for, then we'll pay ourselves back. And then that becomes unrestricted funding that we can use for something else. But
So, interesting. On the land use plan for Weddington, they have this marked as a historical home site, is that right? The address, so it's supposed to be protected, it says that in the land use
The
plan.
front house up there.
So is there any, when you come back, would they be telling us if would they have to tell us if they're gonna tear anything down at
Well,
this point? or-
it might be listed as an historical home, and it's an historical home because I think as Jeff was saying, the first doctor in Union County built that home. It's not designated historical by the town, the
Right.
county, the state, or anything else. If it was, you're restricted on what you can do to refurbish or change a historical home. So it's an old home, and, actually I walked through it. You were kind enough to walk us through there, and you can see where the original home is, and then you can see all of the additions and changes that were made even within the original home. So it's historical from one sense, but it's not,
Restricted.
historical has I think a legal
If
term
they
to
decide to
it.
tear it down, they would have to tell you that with the
Well,
planning, or?
it's not registered in historical home, so I don't.
They can tear it down.
But
Check with the town.
Okay.
if
I was
you
just
were gonna
curious.
tear it down, you do have to get a permit to do that.
Okay,
Only through the county, though, not through Weddington, just like they
Right.
winged us at outside Stratford Providence. They tore down that really nice house that a doctor was supposed to restore, and he flipped it to a church, ironically. and
Really?
They tore it down.
What's there now?
nothing's
Nothing
coming as
easy.
far as we know.
Yeah. And they haven't approached the town to
Any
build a
permit?
church, but that's another story.
Okay.
I don't personally, as a resident, not as a planning board member, I don't want to see our history keep getting torn down.
Right,
I agree.
thank you.
Can I ask a question to our town? Is that okay? So, when we have the community meetings, is there anything that can help prepare people who are gonna bring forth a community meeting to ensure that they know what's kinda expected before the public comes out and takes
That's a great question.
our time to come out into a site that's kinda dangerous? Because I'm so glad that, I know, I heard from a lot of residents after we rode by the site that, it wouldn't be, I know a lot of residents who did not feel comfortable coming out here knowing that it was overgrown, and that did not come because they did not feel comfortable coming out here. And so that literally kept them from coming out here. And so I don't think that residents should be kept from coming out to community meetings because it's
Not kept.
They don't have to be
Right.
here. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be at this facility. It can
That's
be
what
a
I was-
town
It can be
hall,
in
they can rent
town
out
halls,
space.
right.
But how can?
At some point.
How can they come and
Some
see
place
what
big tracts of
it
land.
is?
Yeah.
It's always good to see what you're.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
Really,
excited
You
to
run
come
into-
here
we do,
tonight,
you know, 50 acres of
We had no
I
idea
did
what
not-
that
Until I
is.
received that phone call, I didn't know that it was.
Yeah, but can the
Prepared.
town?
I'm the one that called.
Okay,
Can
I didn't know it was
do
being
a
prepared
much more
for
Yeah.
people
better
coming
job
to
at
the property.
communicating
Yeah.
with
Not at all.
developers
I was
and people who are
understanding.
putting
Tell
on
by
these community
talking to you on
meetings
the
to
phone that you
ensure
weren't aware
our
of it.
safety,
Yeah,
our
I've
residents' safety,
scrambled.
and making sure that
To
it's, that our
talk.
time is spent well.
Well, just know in the future, I guess at the next meeting,
Yes.
just have every little detail and have the other folks here as well.
Yeah, I will.
And it's probably,
Some signs
we
would
can
be
throw out some
helpful to get
questions so you
in.
can take notes so you
Yes.
know, and I think that's good. So just, at the next one, just know you're gonna be bombarded.
Yeah, and it's not the
Please
first
confer
time.
with the
Yeah.
town planner in advance, just to make sure we cover everything.
Yeah, what I'll do is, I'll send him attachment of everything that I'm planning to bring to Brazil. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just to be clear for everyone, this is not a town of Weddington meeting, and so there's been
Correct.
some communication to be very clear about what a community meeting is versus a public meeting where somebody votes. And so we're trying to keep that emphasized that this is organized by the applicant at a location, hopefully neutral, or in this case, informative of the site, as they're choosing, so they can communicate with you all independent of us considering a matter for a vote or a planning board decision. And so I'm here to make sure things go smoothly. Given tonight, can't say that, but, I'm here to see how things are going and to communicate with the public despite me not even considering this for planning board until this phase is done.
Yeah.
And so we're just trying to keep town matters and the community meeting kind of conceptually separate. But can this be better communicated that everyone within 1,300 square feet be contacted and the applicant have the information they need prior to us all being here tonight? Yes.
This is not
Thank you.
acceptable at all, the way we came in here tonight.
Yeah.
With the grounds, and it's not safe.
Yeah,
And we
I
think
almost
that-
went back because I
We
couldn't
think
figure
that
out where it
Weddington
was.
does hold some responsibility and just making sure, and just in the nicest request possible, that we don't walk into a snake pit ever again.
Ticks.
Somebody needs to do a drive-by or just like a little check, or citizens shouldn't have to go checking each community meeting to make sure it's gonna be safe.
Yeah, that's why when I told him to check for animals. I have had that happen before. Rattlesnakes, possums, things like that, so.
That's why I've got on long pants.
I brought
Yeah.
In the woods.
I brought my boots.
And it's, as he was saying, it being a public meeting, that's why I usually say there's no decision makers here. But today, they're here just not as decision makers.
But this is a public meeting though.
No, it's not.
This is not considered a public
It's
meeting.
their meeting.
It's their meeting, we're here for,
We're just-
just as, for information, just like y'all.
Yeah, we're just here just like
Thank you for
that's it.
coming, thank you.
Yeah, we just
Thank you
came
so
to
much.
It's
see
like a
what they
community
do there.
meeting, but I usually
Well,
say
thanks
it's
for
an
coming.
open forum. It's information, provide information and to answer questions, just
I
like.
think it is important that you have, I'll say a decision maker, the property owner that can answer questions.
Yeah.
I mean, a point was made up about, fire stuff
Yeah.
in this barn.
Sprinklers.
For that
Sprinklers.
house, it sounds like it's not gonna be just the residents, which then raises the question, is that gonna require, commercial fire?
Sprinklers, fire sprinklers.
Yeah, so there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, and I notated that. I do know a little bit about it, enough to get me in trouble.
Very little.
Yes, but that determination of sprinkler systems is based on escape route. The farthest travel point in the building, the furthest corner to the door to exit, whatever that distance is, the state regs state if it's past this distance, then you have to provide sprinkler system. But
So then I was
we'll make
wondering.
sure that we're in compliance with that.
Since some of the community could not, and some of our older residents could not come, I usually post this to the Preserve Weddington
Oh,
little
okay.
Facebook group. Do I have your permission
Yeah,
to do that?
definitely.
Okay. Just so they hear some of the
Yeah.
questions, and if they have any comments, they can, and I'll email those to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll get your email contact.
And if it would be better for us to have it at a different location, if it's elderly people and they might have a problem getting into the building, we could do it somewhere else. I don't have a problem with that.
There's a question down here on the end back there. Does somebody have a question?
Oh, we both do.
Okay.
We can go first.
Just, back to my point, how do we stay apprised of the official proceedings, like when the application is done, when we have an opportunity for comment, when your decisions are being made, you know, what those key dates are, we need to know that in advance, so that we actually have an opportunity.
Is that the town's responsibility to send the communication?
Public meetings are the town's responsibility. Those are a planning board vote and then a vote of town council in order to approve any rezoning or conditional zoning. It should be posted on our website in advance. Those materials should be posted when.
So is it just a posting on your website, so we have to keep on checking the website, or do we
Are
get
you
some
on the-
communication?
Are you on our email list? Are you on the sunshine list?
Yeah, if you go to our email
Okay.
list, you'll get those emails.
Okay, so we'll have to try to get on.
Now,
How do we
he
do
said that
that?
there's already an application that they've already sent, and that
Okay.
information was already
Thanks.
on the website, but it's
you.
not on there right now. So I think that's what some of us are kind of confused about. Is there an application that's already been submitted for this site?
There's been an application involving the description, which is the front and back page, and a site plan which is identical to the previous church use. Until a community meeting is held and those comments are compiled, the attendance list is compiled and provided to the town, we don't proceed forward with the planning board meeting. And so hopefully these types of meetings precipitate change in the plan to make it better. And
Okay.
So we want to have the plan that's coming up for a vote on our website, not
Not a guess.
Okay, so we're gonna have to have another community meeting in order for that to be able to go forward before it goes to a planning board?
Statutorily, you need at least one. What I'm hearing from residents today is that another one is necessary.
But they haven't legally noticed all the residents per the requirements of the city, so they absolutely have to have one to be in
Everyone
compliance.
within 1,300 feet should have been notified of this. If they were not, then.
They were not.
Yeah.
Nobody on my street.
And
And they live right
we're more
across
than
the street.
happy to pay for another round of letters being sent out. We have to reimburse the town for that cost.
Yeah, okay, with some more information.
Yeah, I'll ask him, because we can't include more information, so what I'll do is ask, the town to include the summary of the zoning application that I submitted. It's about 2 pages.
Okay.
And it kind of delineates everything
Yeah.
that we're planning to do inside and outside. And essentially, what it says is that they're not planning to make any changes other than maintenance. They like the property the way it is. It's.
But that's for the temporary zoning permit, right? But then once they get it, they can come and apply for a change and all that.
If we do apply for a change, though,
Yeah, they would
the
reapply.
letters have to go back out to the community, you have
Okay.
to get notified. That is happening, and,
So were you told any information on what you needed to prepare for today, or?
and I do, I did have plans and everything.
Oh, you did?
But I totally did not realize that my testimony, was gonna run. It was a trial case, I was testifying as an expert witness, and,
Okay.
it ran over. And, I lived around 3 o'clock. And I even talked with them about potentially rescheduling, but we didn't have any way to let everybody know.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I know we've talked about traffic a lot, but specifically for your next community meeting.
Yes.
I wanna understand what the buyer is responsible for doing for accommodating the road, because this is already a bad intersection. We're almost at the point of Rotary. If there are more accidents, then that's gonna be on taxpayer money to build any changes, and I wanna know like what responsibility this owner would have to adapting the road, whether it's a light road or whatever, so that it's not on taxpayer money.
Okay, I know that one of the stipulations in the previous rezoning application was that they had to make the driveway 30 feet wide.
Wider driveway's not enough.
Well, that's just one of the conditions. They also had to create a second entrance. I didn't see it.
Where is that?
I didn't see it. I don't know if it's growed up or whatever, but it's not. It wasn't installed.
Since the sprinkler system, was cost prohibitive, they didn't do anything else.
Oh, really?
They did not do anything else.
Okay. So they didn't do any of the improvements they were planning? Okay, yes, sir.
So this is not a potential buyer we are talking about, they've already bought this?
No, they're not gonna buy it until they
Okay,
get an
they have-
approval.
So this has not been sold yet?
No,
Okay,
no,
it's under contract.
no. A lot of times my clients will, if we're doing a subdivision and we're buying a piece of property.
Yeah, it's under contract based on getting permits.
Right.
Contingent, yeah, with contingencies, yeah.
No improvements.
What was the purchase price?
And I would just
They don't need to
suggest,
disclose that.
you may wanna have your next community meeting at town hall.
Do we know
Okay.
the purchase price?
And have a fairly detailed layout of this
Yeah.
parcel, the buildings, where parking would be, where the septic, fields are, what you anticipate on the, entrance here. Is it gonna have a left-hand, right-hand turn lane going out? Just those kind of details, that's what's gonna, a lot of people's questions are gonna be.
Yeah, it's good that we're still having this because you've given me some information that I wasn't even aware of. And that way I can address it.
And my guess is your septic field's somewhere in the back, because you can't have parking over a septic.
That's correct.
So,
And
those
if
kind
I-
of things that people have questions on.
If I remember correctly about the layout, all the parking was kind of towards the front, so I suspect that any kind of septic system is gonna be in the rear of the building. So who was saying that there was no driveway?
I don't believe that, if they ever had another driveway,
So I'm gonna show you the site plan and maybe you can tell me if you know. Right next to the main entrance, which is this, there was a second driveway proposed. Was that never done?
I don't believe it was ever done.
There's only one.
There was a lot of.
So you're gonna share this site plan?
proposals that-
Yes.
The next guy?
Yeah, and I'll bring copies so everybody can have a copy.
Yeah, absolutely. This is all, it is, we couldn't secure the funding for those three.
You're at arrow.
Cost prohibitive.
You can't grow prepared.
I don't
Smart.
like snakes.
I understand that, Lee. Any more questions, concerns?
Can I write down the address of everyone on my street for you, so that we can get the second mailing?
Yeah.
Can you also make sure you're getting towns emails too for you guys?
So we're in unincorporated Union County across the street, we can, like, just learn to sign up for Weatherston.
Sending out to you?
Emails.
Can you sign up? Okay, I can give it a shot. 'Cause if you- Yes, you
Do you have the site plan? Can I just put that to the, see if I can try to put that on the video so that,
Yeah, or you could give me your email address and I can email you a
oh,
copy.
perfect.
Here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. When they do the next one, do you guys wanna try to do it here or do it someplace else? It's like, I wanna come here again, do you wanna do it someplace else where you feel better about it? Or do you wanna like come here and see it? What's,
I'd
what's,
like a better tour.
you want
with
better?
it. Yeah.
Let people come and see this.
So you want, you wanna do it here?
Yeah.
Okay,
It has to be safe.
yeah, have it mowed a little
Okay.
bit better.
Thank you.
But,
Okay.
yeah, this, the,
Yeah, here, yeah. Okay.
Yes, we are gonna fill the room next time.
You'll see what 180 people, right?
so
Okay.
you can see that.
Does the city have where the current septic is? Is the city required to have where the current septic tank is?
Are you asking where it's at now?
Yeah.
I am not sure.
I thought that it was done and then maybe grass and stuff grew up through it.
I just
And
said.
because the buyer, they were coming back in prison too.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
that stuff was, and then since you have to start from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're hoping. We're directly behind here, so we're hoping the septic is in the back.
When you come, on your sketch plan next time, can you have all the details, like septic, like we're talking now, and
Yeah.
just what all the detailed information is of everything?
I will, and like I was saying, I'll have copies, so, and plenty of copies, so people can take copies with them home.
Please,
if they
okay.
want to.
And just underline 5 times, just have it really mowed, have it looking nice, because you're trying to sell, you're trying to,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying? You're trying to promote this, so let's,
I think my worst meeting was 85 people, and beside approaching $1 million homes, and we were trying to do apartments. Everybody was mad, and I told the planner I would not have another community meeting without a police officer present, because I was trembling.
yeah, I
I'm
understand.
mad.
Well, we're not mad, we're not mad at all.
No, it's a super nice group, they just get detail, everybody wants detail, and just